Hey, this is Big C, Bear Calling Nation, and coming to you tonight, as you can see with the lighting, the mood lighting here that I have. I'm tired of my fluorescence. That's all I can be honest. I'm tired of the white light raining down on me from heaven. What can I say? So tonight I'm doing a video because I was encouraged to. Actually, I got a question from a viewer, Shane, and I'm not going to give your name because I don't know if you want your name out there, Shane. But Shane wrote me here at the Bear Calling Nation and asked, he came across the video. Of course, this is the Bear Calling Nation channel, so it's all about podcasting, the business of podcasting, what I go through personally with my show and the host of shows that we take care of in the Bear Calling Nation, and what I've gone through to get here, so on and so forth. So he asked some questions specifically about podcasting. First of all, I know you can make money from doing podcasting, but is it possible for the average Joe to do it? Yes, is the overcomplicated answer. Yeah. Should I take me? No, I don't look as good, but I see the glare from my screen. I don't like it. My next glasses will have anti glare because you can almost see yourself in my glasses. So anyway, yes, you can make money, Shane, doing this. It's like any. It's like a small business. Okay, you can't just tap in and get a little bit. It's not like um, I don't know what's something like Amazon. Okay, Amazon, you can set up your own little store. If you have a website, you can set up your own little links through Amazon. And basically, if somebody just goes to your site, sees a book they like, and they buy it through Amazon, you get a kickback. Okay, that's like minimal work other than getting people to come to your site. But you get little bits of money from it. I've known people to make $40, $50 a month with minimal effort doing that. And I know that's not with podcasting. I'm just setting up examples. And that's simple. Money through podcasting is like setting up a small business. I mean, you got to plan it out. You got to be in it for the long haul. There's no quick money at all. My favorite example is Dan Carlin. DanCarlin.com does hardcore history and common sense. Common Sense is a very awesome political show for people like me who hate politics and are tired of the system just being cogs in the machine. Anyway, enough about that. Dan used to do real radio, brick and mortar radio. He's also done TV and whatnot. He's had a career there, but he started doing podcasting, not like Adam Carolla. Which no nothing against Adam Carolla. I like Adam Carolla. And I think he's doing a great business, promoting podcasting. But Adam went from TV, got let go, said, "Screw this! I'm popular. I'll do my own thing and make my own money." And he did podcasting, and then he got brought back into I think CBS to do his podcast or whatever. He's a sponsored podcast from the last thing I heard. Anyway, sorry, I'm not trying to overstate facts that I don't know anything about, but not like Adam Carolla who was like, screw it, I don't have to get a job where you pay me. I've got tons of fans. I'll do it anyway. Dan Carlin came into podcasting when it was in its infancy, and he made I guess he was still doing radio or something, but he started doing what he loved, talking about history. Hardcore History is an amazing history show, and talking about politics, but having his own view of things. Just he's outside the system. I mean, the best way I can put it. And he did it long enough and built up a following that that's his living. He does not work outside of podcasting. He does do two podcasts. As far as I know, he doesn't supplement it with anything else. He's kind of my mentor. He's my role model. I've talked to him a few times. He's a really great guy. And he makes his money doing podcasting. It takes a while. It takes a long while. Now, you can also get help for the little guy, the average Joe. I consider myself to be the average Joe. I don't know if I come off that way, but I am. I mean, I'm not making my living doing podcasting. I just love to do it. I make my living working on my computer doing a job. But I love podcasting and putting as much time into podcasting as I can. And I've made some money. I've gotten a sponsorship through blueberry.com, which we'll talk about more in detail in a few minutes. So BLUBRRY, you can see it here on the bottom. Blueberry.com is free to sign up for. Okay, you have to meet certain standards to become part of their advertising pool, and I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what those standards are. Because I looked up the hosting and stuff that you asked about, which we'll talk about in a minute. I'll talk about that, but so I don't remember exact standards there were. But you have to be podcasting for at least 6 months, I think. Hit 10 or 20 shows. I don't remember. It's a minimum of shows and a minimum of time to be considered. And then you have to fill out their survey and use their free statistics. There's sites that will charge you for statistics. Basically, that tells them and you how many people download your show. And it's fairly easy enough to do. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm here to help you. If you get to that point, I can help you through it. Don't worry about it. But yes, you can make money. It takes time and effort. We started getting a sponsorship, and I say we meaning the nation. I had 2 direct shows I was doing with 2 different co-hosts. That I still do. The Road Show that Hugh hosts, and I'm the co-host there. That was a direct spinoff of the Bear Calling Nation and the Bear Calling Nation Live with myself and Steve. And we started getting go-to-meeting advertisements through Blueberry. And what they do is, it doesn't matter how small you are. The ad buyer is looking for a certain criteria. As if you fit into that criteria, then you go into a big pool. So they sell this huge group of advertising through hundreds, if not thousands, of shows. I don't know how many shows they put into one buy, but I would probably guess upwards of 500 different shows. Because you'll have some shows will do 10,000 downloads a month per show, and you'll have shows like mine, I'll do 30, 40, 50 downloads a month, per show. But you put them together, then you're selling a bundle to the advertiser of somebody downloading 1 million shows. So they're getting, the big picture, you're getting your small piece. So yes, you can get in there through Blueberry. There's other sites, something Junction. You have to look. There's Click Shares. There's link sharing. There's those kind of things. You can go through Amazon.com. Now, you asked about a website, so I'm going to get to that in a second. So you're probably not to this point, but yes, anybody can make money doing podcasting. It's your definition of what make money is. The most I've made professionally in a month is about $30. Well, no, I'll tell you about it. I made $60 one month because I direct sold a sponsorship. Meaning I talked to the person who owned the company. They agreed to pay me $60 for a month run, and we promoted them in the show. Now, you would also get donors, people giving you gifts. I've had lots of awesome, lovely people donate to the show through PayPal, send in money in the mail, and I appreciate that. It's very, very awesome. And that's just the love of their heart giving to you. Some people ask for $1 a show, but they don't charge for it. I would definitely, I hate the charging for podcasting. That's me. I'm not saying you're wrong if you do it. There are definitely people out there doing who are successful at it. I don't like the idea. I mean, podcasting started off as free, and it should stay free, in my opinion. You can ask for donations. You can ask for $1 a show. You can ask for people to help you out. But it's not going to be easy. It's not something you can just dive right in, put out 2 podcasts, and boom, you're making money. Unless you're Adam Carolla. And if you are, sign me up for your network, man. I'm good. I'll work with you, buddy. I'd like to make some money. I've been doing this for a while. I'd love to get some money. The other question you have, if someone doesn't have a website, where would be a good place to post it so people can hear it? Website, I'm going to talk about that in future videos about websites, how important they are. Very, very important to podcasts, to have your own website. But you don't have to have one to start off as a podcaster. I've got 3 sites I'm going to recommend here. Well, I don't use any of them. I host my own material. So I'm not giving a recommendation saying, oh, use this, I've used it. However, I do know people who have used these sites and have had good results. First is Blueberry.com, Blubrry. I've loved what they've done with their free podcasting tools. And so they offer hosting starting at $12 a month for 100 megabytes monthly storage. That's teensy. One show, I do 2 shows in a night, 2 1-hour shows. 1 hour long. I mix it a little bit higher, so it's 192 kilobits. And if you don't know what that means, that's for another show. Write me back and we'll talk about that. At 128 is CD quality. I do a little bit higher in CD quality. I push 100 megabytes with one show. So $12 a month is going to limit you unless you're doing 30-minute shows, 10-minute shows, lesser quality. I can't encourage doing lesser quality. I just can't. When I first started doing my hour-long shows, and they went from, instead of being 15, 20 megabytes to download, they're doing 70, 80, 90 megabytes to download. People are like, oh my God, it takes me forever. Those complaints fell to the wayside. People still download because most of the time, they're not just clicking and waiting on it to download and listen. They're subscribing. We'll talk about subscriptions later. So $12 a month gets you 100 megabytes. Up to $80 a month gets you 1 gig of storage. And there's a couple of stages in between. It gets you a lot of tools, a lot of different things. That's a site to consider, but you're probably going, holy crap, $80 a month? That's why I'd say $80 a month is a lot. So the next one is Libsyn. Now, Libsyn's been in the podcasting game for a very long time. Probably one of the oldest still standing podcast hosting companies out there. Blueberry has been around for a while. They just started doing hosting maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. But Libsyn starts at $5 a month, and it provides 50 megabytes per month. So for me, that still would not do it. I know some very low-end shows who do low quality. Content's great, but they do lower audio quality. They don't mix it as big. They still would hit their max at how many they could upload. They'd end up going upwards of that. 50 megabytes, I got to tell you, is small for storage. They go 5, 15, 20, 40, up to $75 a month for 1.5 gigs. Okay, so it's less than Blueberry, and it gives you more space than Blueberry. Plus a lot of toys, including, some of these plans include smartphone apps, which if you're serious about podcasting is primo. I'm still working on mine, just to let you know. I've done everything myself. Basically, imagine my podcast being the person who buys land, and then they put up a garage and they live in it, and slowly but surely they build a house out of it themselves. That's what I've done every step of the way. So hopefully this might get you there faster. Libsyn, $5 a month, up to $75 a month. And I'm going to put the link, Libsyn, at libsyn.com. You can see it linked here on the video. Libsyn.com. And there's different toys and different things there too. Now, if you're like me, when I started out going, I can't do any of this. I can't do any of this. Now, me and my buddy had already bought web domains to do a company outside of this when I started back podcasting. So I was able to web host essentially for free. I piggybacked onto our other things. And that's something else. Depending on your content, depending on your quality, and you have to have at least 10 shows that you've done. You might can become a member of the Bear Calling Nation where you get free hosting, free distribution. I help you out as much as I can. Free promotion. But there's a lot of things that go into that. 10 shows, good quality, good content. And when you're in the Bear Calling Nation, I am your executive producer, meaning it has to fit my idea of what this company is doing. Okay, but that's not what you're asking. You're not asking me to be part of Bear Calling Nation. You're asking me, how can I get on the net? Last thing, fairly new to the game. I heard about this company 6 months ago called Churbit. Chirbit. Churbit. Churbit.com. Again, links right here in the video. Free. Okay? I'm looking at it. I don't know much about it. I cannot find a pricing plan. They keep saying free, free, free. It's in beta, so that might change to a paid plan later. But right now, I already know some friends of mine. They do a show called Wisdom or What. They're using it. You can upload up to 120 megabytes per file. So I could host with them right now with my show. Per file, not per month. Per file. You can record a standard, they even say an MP3 file recorded at 128 kilobits per second CD quality, which is standard, is about 2 hours long. Mine, I put a lot more into my show as far as editing and data and that kind of thing, and then I compress it larger. Anyway, I do 100 megabytes per show. I can put my show on Churbit right now. You can record directly to Churbit for up to 5 minutes at a time. That's up to you. If you want to do quick little podcast bites, that's fine. But you can record and then upload free of charge. If you want more questions, facebook.com/wisdom or what. They use Churbit. I'm sure they'd be happy to help you out. And Sean, I've hoped I've answered some of your questions. 15 minutes goes by so fast because I talk, man. I throw my shit in there and get on. But I hope this helps. I hope this answers some questions. And again, bearcrawlingnation.com is where I host all my shows. My personal show, Bear Calling Nation Live, and then we executive produce Neil Desperandum, The Road Show, From the Edge, Vestige, and World Traveler Jim Show, and coming soon, The Other Side of Live and The Other Side of Life. So yeah, check those out. And bearcallingnation@gmail.com is how you get your questions to me. More than happy to answer. I love talking podcasts. Anything I can help you with, I will. If you got any more questions about hosting or making money, I don't really have much more to say about making money other than it takes time and energy. Until then, thanks for listening. I hope you get out there and podcast yourself.